Can you imagine this for a moment? You step into a room, and without a word, everything changes. It's like an invisible force field enters with you. People look your way, some fascinated, others uneasy. You're not trying to intimidate or stand out, yet your presence is magnetic, undeniable. It's that profound spiritual energy you carry, and it shakes everyone to their core. As Seneca once said, "The soul that is within me no man can degrade." This magnetic presence you carry, that's your spiritual energy at work. If you've experienced this, you might be one of the enlightened ones. But don't misunderstand, this isn't about superiority. It's about resonating at a frequency that others haven't yet tuned into, carrying a vibration that speaks to something deeper, more meaningful than what most people can comprehend. Let's explore why your spiritual energy might unsettle others. And remember, it's not because you're doing anything wrong. Your energy is so authentic, so aligned with truth, that it naturally disrupts the comfortable illusions others have built around themselves. It's like a bright light piercing through the darkness, revealing what others try so hard to hide. But first, let me ask you, have you ever felt like an outsider? Like your energy is simply too intense for most people? Don't worry, that's not a weakness. It's proof that you're awakening to your higher self, breaking free from the limitations that hold others back. The first sign your spiritual energy impacts others is your inexplicable presence. This isn't about looks or clothes. It's about the force you carry. People feel you before you speak. It's in your walk, your posture, how your eyes seem to look straight through to someone's core. And here's the truth, most aren't ready for that level of authenticity. I know someone in his early 50s who still experiences this daily. People averting their gaze, shifting uncomfortably in his presence. Hit that subscribe button to unlock more profound spiritual insights that could transform your understanding. You see, your energy works like a mirror, reflecting back what others try to hide. When you're aligned with your true self, you naturally reveal others' hidden fears, insecurities, and unhealed wounds. This isn't something you're doing intentionally. It's just what happens when light meets shadow, when truth encounters illusion. The second sign is the polarizing effect you have. People either gravitate toward you or pull away. There's rarely middle ground. Your energy acts like a magnet. Those ready for growth, healing, and stepping into their power feel inexplicably drawn to you, like moths to a flame. But those deeply attached to their comfort zones, they feel threatened by your very existence. Ever had someone dislike you for no apparent reason? Someone irritated by your mere presence? That's your energy, disrupting their carefully maintained world. It's like an earthquake shaking their foundation, challenging everything they thought they knew about reality. Let me ask you this. How do you handle these reactions? Do you dim your light to make others comfortable? Remember what Marcus Aurelius taught us. Be true to the best version of yourself, and let others understand if they can. Your energy isn't something to apologize for. You're not here to shrink yourself to fit others' expectations. You're here to expand, to grow, to inspire change simply by being authentically you. And yes, this might unsettle some people, but it's also what makes you a catalyst for transformation in their lives. The third sign that your spiritual energy is unnerving to others is that you frequently find yourself misunderstood. People project their fears and insecurities onto you, labeling you as too intense, too sensitive, or intimidating. But here's the real truth. What they're saying is your energy exceeds their comfort zone, and that's perfectly fine. Not everyone is ready to meet you at your level. your vibration operates at a higher frequency. And for those still anchored in lower vibrations of fear, judgment, or ego, it's like you're speaking an alien language. This disconnect often leads to feelings of isolation. You might feel like you're walking a solitary path. But here's the reality. The spiritually awakened are often misunderstood because they're ahead of their time. You're not here to fit in, you're here to guide. And spiritual guidance isn't about universal approval. It's about standing firm in your truth, even when it makes others uncomfortable. The fourth sign is your razor-sharp intuition that unsettles people. You don't just hear words, you feel the energy behind them. You can detect dishonesty, hidden motives, or when someone's energy contradicts their actions. This ability can intimidate those used to wearing masks. They might call you overly suspicious or paranoid, but in reality, you're just deeply attuned. Ever had someone ask, "How did you know that?" Or say, "It's like you can read my mind?" That's because you're connected to subtle frequencies most people ignore. But let me ask you, how do you use this gift? Do you trust your intuition or second guess yourself? The more you trust your inner knowing, the stronger it becomes. And yes, this might unsettle some, but it will also attract those ready for your wisdom. The fifth sign is your natural resistance to societal norms. You question everything: rules, expectations, the status quo. You see through the illusions of the material world, and this makes people uneasy. Most find comfort in following the crowd, in meeting expectations. But you're here to break molds, challenge systems, ask the uncomfortable questions, create new paths. While this inspires some, it threatens others. Ever heard, "Why can't you just go along with it?" Or "Why make everything so complicated?" That's your energy disrupting collective programming. This is just the beginning of understanding your spiritual impact. But before we continue, ask yourself, are you ready to embrace your power, even if it scares people? Because the next step is about owning your energy unapologetically. Now we've reached the most crucial part of this journey, embracing who you are, fully and without apology. It's one thing to recognize your spiritual energy's impact on others. It's another to own it completely. For too long, you might have dimmed your light, softened your presence, or made yourself more digestible for those uncomfortable in your energy. But here's the truth. The world doesn't need a watered-down version of you. It needs your full, radiant, unapologetic self. You see, being spiritually awakened isn't about superiority. It's about carrying a responsibility, a purpose, and a higher vibration that challenges the current state of things. Your very essence is disruptive because it's meant to awaken others. And awakening isn't always gentle. It's often raw, uncomfortable, and messy. This is why your presence can unsettle people. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you're doing something right. Let's address why you must stop apologizing for your energy. Every time you hide your truth, every time you shrink to make others comfortable, you betray your purpose. Here's the thing. People who are truly ready to grow, to heal, to step into their own light, they need your energy. They need you to be fully yourself, to show them what's possible. You are a beacon, a guide, a mirror for those ready to rise. But if you're constantly dimming your light, how can they find their way? Let me ask you something. How many times have you held back because you were afraid of being too much? How many times have you silenced your intuition, your truth, your power, because you didn't want to make waves? What would your life look like if you stopped doing that? What might happen if you gave yourself complete permission to be who you are, without fear, without apology, without hesitation? The truth is, When you step into your power, you silently give others permission to do the same. This is one of the most beautiful effects of your spiritual energy. Yes, it might initially frighten some people. It might challenge their comfort zones, their illusions, their old ways of thinking. But for those who are ready, your energy is a gift. It's a catalyst for transformation. And isn't that what the world needs right now? More people willing to shine their light even when it's uncomfortable? Let's be honest, owning your light isn't always easy. It requires courage, self-trust, and the willingness to stand alone at times. Not everyone will understand you. Not everyone will celebrate your growth. Some people will project their fears and insecurities onto you, trying to make you doubt yourself. But remember this, their reaction isn't your responsibility. You're not here to make everyone comfortable. You're here to be a force of truth, love, and transformation. And sometimes that means being misunderstood. Stay steady in your spiritual power, even when life gets rocky. As Marcus Aurelius taught us, look inward. Your inner strength is your anchor. Start by tuning into yourself. Watch for those moments when you want to shrink away. Ask yourself honestly, am I pulling back because I'm scared of reactions? Or am I staying true to who I am? The more you catch these moments, the easier it gets to pick authenticity over fear. Here's a game changer. Build your spiritual tribe. While many won't get your journey, some absolutely will. These rare souls will light up around your energy, celebrate your growth, and back you as you step into your power. Hunt down these connections. Build a family of high-vibe people who lift you higher instead of dragging you down. And listen, it's totally okay to outgrow some relationships. Sometimes leaving people behind is just part of leveling up. Let's talk about your superpower, your voice. When you're spiritually awake, your words pack a punch. People don't just hear you, they feel the energy behind every word. That's why speaking your truth, even when it's uncomfortable, matters so much. Your voice can wake people up, heal deep wounds, and spark real change, but only if you actually use it. So tell me straight up, what truth are you sitting on? What message is burning inside you, begging to get out? The world is desperate for your perspective, hungry for your truth. Now for the real deal, let's talk about love. It's the core of your spiritual energy. Pure, no strings attached, transformative love. This is what freaks people out the most. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. And when you fully embody it, it shakes people to their core. But here's the thing. It's also what heals them. It's what brings them back to their own truth. So lead with love, even when it's tough. Love isn't weak. It isn't rolling over. It's the ultimate strength, the ultimate rebellion, the ultimate power. As we wrap this part up, remember something crucial. You're awakened for a reason. Your energy, your presence, they're not accidents. You're here to make waves, to spark change, to be light in dark times. Sure, this might freak some people out, but it'll inspire way more. So think about this. What would happen if you stopped holding back? If you owned your light, your power, your truth completely? How would you transform your world? Now let's go deeper. It's time to embrace your fearless essence. Not just accepting who you are, but amplifying it. Your energy is rare, like a flame in the darkness. But yeah, that flame can feel intense, even to you. Real talk. Ever felt overwhelmed by your own intensity? Wondered if you could handle the weight of your purpose? You're not alone. Every spiritually awake person hits this wall of self-doubt. It's like spiritual puberty. The whole, why me? Why am I so different? Why do I affect people so much? Phase. But flip the script. Your uniqueness isn't a burden, it's a calling. You're not here to blend in with the wallpaper. You're here to stand out. Sure, it's challenging, but it comes with mind-blowing opportunities to heal, inspire, and transform everything around you. First step to shining brighter? Stop being scared of your own light. Sounds simple, but it's one of the hardest lessons out there. Society trains us to think standing out is dangerous. That being too much means rejection. But your light isn't the problem, it's the solution. Your job isn't to dim yourself to fit into tiny boxes. It's to create new spaces, push boundaries, and show others they can too. Think about this. What scares you more, being too much or not being enough? Often these fears are two sides of the same coin. You might worry you're overwhelming, while also feeling like you're not living up to your potential. This inner tug of war can leave you stuck between hiding and shining. The answer? Embrace the paradox. You're both powerful and imperfect, both growing and complete. That's exactly right. Want a practical way to own your light? Ground yourself in purpose. When you're clear about your mission, other people's opinions lose their grip. So reflect. What drives you? What lights your fire? What mark do you want to leave? Your purpose doesn't have to be huge in the conventional sense. Maybe it's spreading kindness, creating art that moves souls, or raising a family with intention. Whatever it is, let it be your anchor. When you're rooted in purpose, your light becomes unstoppable. Another crucial element of amplifying your spiritual energy is learning to navigate the reactions it triggers. Let's be real, not everyone's going to celebrate your radiance. Some will feel threatened by it. Others might try to dim it through their own fear or misunderstanding. But here's the vital truth. Their reaction reveals more about their inner state than about you. Think about it. Your energy functions like a mirror. When someone reacts negatively to your presence, it's usually because they're wrestling with their own shadows. Your light exposes parts of themselves they're not ready to face. But instead of seeing these reactions as obstacles, view them as opportunities for growth, both for them and you. Ask yourself, how can I show understanding in this moment? How can I hold space for their discomfort without absorbing it? This doesn't mean tolerating disrespect or negativity, but it means approaching these situations with wisdom and understanding. After all, part of being spiritually awakened is recognizing that your energy is here to heal, even if the healing process isn't always smooth. Now, let's dive into self-care. When you carry such powerful spiritual presence, maintaining your own energy becomes crucial. You can't illuminate others from an empty well. So what's your recharge ritual? How do you protect your energy from depletion? For some, this means setting firm boundaries, saying no to draining situations or people. For others, it's about immersing in nature, meditation, or creative pursuits that nourish the soul. Whatever works for you, make it non-negotiable. Your light shines brightest when you're operating from a place of balance and wholeness. Let's address the fear of falling short. Many spiritually awakened individuals hold back because they fear failure. They wonder, what if I step into my light and stumble? What if I'm not as powerful as I sense? But here's the truth. Failure isn't success's opposite. It's part of the journey. Every time you embrace your light, even if you stumble, you're growing, learning, becoming. The only real failure is refusing to try. So, let me ask you this. If failure wasn't possible, how brightly would you shine? What would you do differently if you knew that your light, however imperfect, was exactly what the world needs? The answer isn't just theoretical. It's your key to freedom. Remember, you're not here to play small. You're not here to fit in. You're here to disrupt, awaken, and inspire. Yes, your energy might unsettle people. Yes, it might challenge them. But that's precisely what makes it powerful. Now, let's reach this journey's deepest realization. You've come to understand your spiritual energy's power, its ability to shift atmospheres, challenge comfort zones, and even frighten others. But there's something even more profound to explore: the ripple effect of your awakening. Your energy doesn't just impact those you meet directly, it transforms the collective consciousness. Every time you choose authenticity over fear, you create ripples extending far beyond what's visible. Think of it this way: your energy is a frequency, and when you raise it, you naturally elevate those around you, even if they're not consciously aware. That's why some people feel inexplicably drawn to you. They're resonating with your vibration. But the impact goes deeper than that. When you embody your higher self, you inspire others to do the same. Your courage gives them permission to be courageous. Your authenticity reminds them of their own truth. You might not always see the impact you're having, but trust me, it's there. Consider this. Have you ever encountered someone whose presence changed you, even slightly? Maybe it was their bearing, their truth speaking, or how their energy made you feel seen and understood. Now realize you are that person for others. You might never know who, you might never see the full effect, but your energy is a catalyst. Every act of self-love, every moment of compassion, every choice of light over fear contributes to global awakening. Let's be honest. Being a ripple in the collective consciousness isn't always easy. Sometimes it feels like swimming against the current. Sometimes the weight of your energy feels heavy, especially when others resist it. But here's the thing: resistance is part of the process. Growth doesn't happen without discomfort. And every time you face resistance, whether external or internal, you're being given an opportunity to expand. So how do you keep going when the path feels lonely, when the ripple feels small, when your energy feels overwhelming? The answer is simple but challenging. You trust. Trust that your light is enough. Trust that your impact matters, even if invisible. Trust that the universe chose you for a reason, unfolding perfectly even if you can't yet understand it. One final question. If you could see your energy's full impact, all the lives touched, hearts opened, minds inspired, how would you live differently? Would you stop doubting yourself? Stop playing small? Finally allow yourself to shine at full brightness? Because here's the truth. The ripple you create by being yourself is far greater than you can imagine. And the world needs it now more than ever. Keep going, keep shining, keep spreading your light. Because every time you do, you're not just transforming yourself, you're transforming the world. And that, fellow seeker, is your energy's ultimate purpose. If this message resonates with you, our souls are meant to connect. Join our community of awakened beings by hitting subscribe. Share your spiritual journey in the comments below. How has your energy transformed others? Don't forget to like this video to help more souls discover their inner light. This is Stoic Quotes, reminding you that your presence is your power. Until next time, keep shining your truth.